Welcome to my home garage. Welcome to my home garage. Today we have our 2014 BMW X3 and it's swimming a little bit. So it's got a water leak and it's affecting the radio at times, and it's got the passenger side floor completely soaked. So I removed the carpet, this plastic panel here, and the 8-pillar lower panel here. So you just pull the carpet up and you can see it's just completely soaked under there. So we don't need to do too much diagnostics here, but like you can see it's swimming in water right there. Look. Okay, so we all know BMWs in water, not good. So what do we have on this side before we start guessing too much? Well, we have Mr. Sunroof. Okay, so I filled the sunroof channel with water about 5 minutes ago. Look, it's not draining. Our hole is right there. If you could see, right there is our hole under there. It's not draining. If you look underneath the cowl on the passenger side, there's your sunroof drain. Right here. Right down there. I'll get it more out of the way. So take a look in there. I quickly just poked a hole. That's your sunroof drain right there. Watch what happens if I put my hand over it. Okay, not easy to get your hand on here, but pretty much this hole has debris stuck in it. So if you just kind of look at it draining out. So there's caca in there. So the only way to kind of clear it out is to, yeah, I could feel debris inside. Okay. So let's think, what's a way that we can access this better? Okay. There's our drain. So I'm gonna blow air through the top. Let's see what comes out. So pretty much right now I'm about to apply air pressure into that hole. Did all the water leak out? Well, I made soapy water, so let's add a little more. Let's see if it drains nicely. So it looks like we unclogged our drain here. So another thing you might want to do is, let's see if it's possible. See if I can get this out of here. I can feel the leaves or whatever the hell is in there. There's something in here. I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not. I don't know if it's accessible. Okay. Okay, let's do a little more. Make sure it's actually completely free. Okay, I'm gonna try and remove this air box to just make things a little bit more accessible. So it looks like we have a temporary tab here, and then we have 3 8 mils or 10 mils back there. Let me try to get those up. Okay, we can see the drain here. One of the main drains is empty. The water just pools in here and then it'll drain out. You can see there's our drain. It might be clogged up with some stuff, so might have to blow it out even more. So here. Looks like it's flowing pretty good now. So I'm just gonna blow it out a few more times. So I blew it out. It looks like it's blowing out pretty good. So I would say that it's probably cleared out. If there's anything else left in there, let's look. Oh no, it looks like it might be. Looks like that's just how it is. Okay, so I think we can blow out each individual hole for the sunroof drain, and we'll check it by flow testing all of them and making sure they're all clean. And this is why you clean your sunroof drains. So now what we're gonna do is get our shop vac, and we're gonna pretty much suck all this water up and then air dry it out overnight. I'm gonna pry this up. So just gonna do this. You can see it's a puddle of water in here, and we're just gonna vacuum all this up, air dry it out overnight, make sure there's no codes. Is that a drain? Oh, here we got a drain. There we go. See that? There's a drain. So we just drained one drain. Okay, there's another one down at the far end. Get it with a screwdriver. Just get a long flathead. There we go. Okay. You can see the far one and that one. I don't know if there's any more over here. I don't see any. I just feel water, tons of water. There's another one right there. So I think those two should be enough. So I just gotta kind of open this up, direct all the water in there, and then soak it up with a vacuum. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So you wanna make sure you have the harness unclipped. See all the water in there? That's a low point. And what we're gonna do is suck up the water through there. See that point right there? We're gonna suck up all that water. What you wanna do now is just remove the seat rails, the 4 bolts, and this speaker cover, so you can lift this carpet up and really dry it out, because you can see the water is even back here. So jack up the rear of the vehicle and force all the water forward and just let this air out overnight. And I think that'll be the best move, because you can see there's ground bolts. The water came down this way, so look. There's just still so much. So I'm gonna try to make sure the carpet's not touching. So here's the reason that you lift the back seat. This rear carpet is also soaked with water. So we wanna try to get all that water out. It'll flow to the front and drain out. If not, once we lift up the vehicle and kind of get the back end up, because right now this thing is just drenched. Hopefully the speaker is not soaked, but all these wires are wet. So gotta make sure everything's dry before it goes back. Yeah, you can see, look, there's water up in there. I don't know if the water goes even further back than that. I just gotta try to drain out what's here. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lift up the car, we gotta do an oil change and rotate the tires, and then we'll prop it down overnight. Look how much water has accumulated there. You can't tell, look. Let's vacuum it up. Take a look at the driver's side. Same problem. Not draining. So we gotta blow that out too. And then we're gonna have to try and find the rear one and clean that one up too. Okay, so while the water is draining and drying, we're gonna do the oil change. We're gonna check for the common places for oil leaks from BMWs. This one just doesn't happen to be leaking. Topped up a little bit of the coolant, it was just a hair low. We're gonna check the air filter. Check for oil leaks in our common BMW areas. There aren't any on this vehicle at this present time. We'll also look underneath, get our oil change stuff ready. So let's check the air box. Okay, so while the oil is draining for the vehicle, we're just gonna inspect all the bushings. And what I found is the thrust arm bushings are torn. And the differential, I don't know if you can see there, is wet. So the diff seal is wet right there. It's leaking. All right, let's go over here. Same thing with the thrust arm bushing. It's torn. You can see right there. Right there, it's torn. Torn there as well. Front brakes are good. Needs rear brakes. The pad looks good there, but the inside pad is that close to the sensor, so it's just about to go. The rear bushings all look good. These are ripped, but it's not a big deal. You wouldn't even touch this unless you were gonna replace the entire shock. All the rest of the bushings are good, in good shape. These brake pads and rotors. One more thing. The turbo inlet pipe. The turbo inlet pipe, I don't know if anyone could see. See how it's a little damp there? The turbo inlet pipe, that black plastic pipe, has an O-ring on it. It obviously isn't sealing right now, so we'd recommend that as well. Other than that, that's all I see. So let me just finish swapping over the wheels and then we'll get back to the water leak. The oil change is done, everything's buttoned up. That's your driver's side drain. I made sure it was actually clogged a bit, so I drained it. Poured water in there and made sure that it was clear. Now I'm just gonna wipe everything down and then we're gonna do a test run. After everything's dry inside, I'm gonna wet the whole car with a hose and we're gonna just watch to see what happens. All right? All right, guys, so another issue we had is the water from the front has run into the back, or it's been running in the back for a long time, so we have to remove the rear bench. So I'm gonna remove the rear bench. You just pull up and then the bench should just remove. So there, you move your rear bench, find all your goodies. Okay. You're gonna have to remove this trim piece here and then this one here after. So, and then we can push the seat forward and get it out of the way to pull this carpet up. So let's do that now. Guys, and this is why you have to remove the back. That's all water and it's flooded. Take a look. Look, all this wiring harness stuff, all this is gonna get soaked with water. So So we're gonna pull the plugs, one there, one there, one there. We're gonna let this just. All right, so we got the seat cushion. Look, check this out. It's soaked with water, so we got to try to get this water to all run down here, and I'll pull these tabs up. So there, all the sunroof, all the drains in the floor off. I don't think it got to the other side, but look, take a look. You got to get all this water out. So hopefully, I might leave the car in the sun with the doors open. And this is all from one sunroof drain because the water just ran from the front to the back. And then we got to be careful with things like this. Look, see this? Where wires connect. We got to make sure we dry all this out. There's ABS stuff here. You got to make sure you grab all your clips and reattach them to your panels that you removed. You got to make sure there's no other water in here. Look, it's even soaked here. It's even soaked this panel here. Jesus Christ. Oh, we got another drain here. Take a look. I'm gonna pull that drain right there. All right, so we got that drain. So pretty much the water probably inside here. Yeah, look, there's all the water draining. So get all your drains open, and then you just pretty much gotta just keep squeezing the water out of this. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Squeeze the water out of here, and then we'll put everything back together once everything's dry.